Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, All Things Empowerment. Right now I am coming with a video about the Buffalo Bills. Damar Hamlin went into cardiac arrest on the field. He was playing a big game tonight and wound up tackling the other team, which after he tackled the other team, basically the cameras and fans and his players on his own team as well as the other players noticed that something was wrong. He went into straight cardiac arrest where they had to immediately perform CPR. Now the game is postponed and he's in critical condition at the hospital. You guys, I would like to just take a minute to pray for him, his family, the fans, and also millions of people that was watching the game. But most importantly, let's all pray for his well-being and pray also for his family. Cardiac arrest is something that is very, very serious. And by him tackling the other player, sent his heart into a different shock or whatever, which lead into cardiac arrest, you guys. So let's pray for the team, for the family, because we all know as playing sports, we all become family as well as our immediate families, and families becomes families with the other players' teams. So we are all praying for you, Damar Hamlin, and we are praying for your family, friends, and also your fans and the team, you guys. So let's all take a moment of silence, or let's all just pray. And we hope you get better quickly, you guys. And this was so sad, and it can happen to anybody, you guys. So let's all just pray. We are in the new year, and we just hope that he recovers well, you guys. So let's pray for Damar Hamlin, and we hope you get better soon.
Bring you some breaking news. The Buffalo Bills game against the Cincinnati Bengals has been temporarily suspended right now after Bills safety Damar Hamlin collapsed on the field.
Now, the scene was tense and emotional as trainers, medics, and an ambulance were brought out on the field. Our Adam Bonini is live in Cincinnati with more on what happened and what's happening right now. Adam, what is the latest? What have you seen?
Alice, when it all happened, I was up at the second level in the press box along with other reporters and members of the media. We all made our way down as all of that was transpiring. ESPN reporting that CPR, see that, but that has been reported. I made my way down to the locker room area. I can tell you that he has been transported with his family, with members of his family, to the hospital. He's no longer here at Paycor Field. And I think right now, all of us, we were there for a short time, but
hey, Adam,
then the officials came down.
Adam, can I interrupt you for a moment? Adam, we are
Go
hearing
ahead.
from our producers right now that the game is officially over. We don't know any other details, but the producer just told me in my ear, just for your edification, it is completely over now.
Now, you said, Adam,
Okay.
that you saw a gathering outside of the locker rooms. What is it you saw a few minutes ago?
That was, I can tell you that members of PSE, Sean McDermott, Brandon Bean, the officials, members of the Bengals coaching staff, all involved in that. Presumably they were having a discussion based on whatever information they could get on his condition as to whether or not to suspend this game. Official announcement. I'm standing in one of the end zones as I talk to you. No official announcement. Crowds are leaving. I can tell you I've seen members their sideline. So the report that is out there that the game is or will not continue tonight anyway, it would appear to be accurate based on what I'm seeing with the Bills sideline being cleared. But there has been no official announcement in the stadium. The vast majority of the crowd is still here, and obviously no update on Damar Hamlin's condition at this point. Everyone waiting for some type of official word on that.
Well, a moment ago, Adam, we saw Sean McDermott and the Cincy coach shaking hands. There were some players who were milling around. They looked stunned as soon as Hamlin went down. Did you notice any other reaction that made you feel like this was not just an average injury? It seemed pretty obvious from the start that it was a serious, serious injury.
Yeah, I mean, the way in which he collapsed, which we all saw on replay after he was in on the tackle, and then the urgency that you saw from members of the staffs of both teams, you immediately had the sense this was a very serious situation. And then, you know, the players gathering around, the obvious emotion that we all saw. I mean, I can remember covering the game when Kevin Everett suffered the neck injury. I can remember Richard Zednick, had a neck vein sliced in a game against the Sabres at the arena here in Buffalo, and I've never seen anything like this at all. It's just, your heart goes out to him. I think everyone is just kind of waiting at this point for some word on his condition, that he's, you know, updating in some way, whether he's stable, what the situation is, but no indication of that at any point. All I can tell you is that there was a bit of hesitation before he was taken to the hospital, I know that, but the ambulance did leave, and he is at the University of Cincinnati Trauma Center. That's the latest I'm aware of.
All right, Adam, we'll let you take a couple of minutes to speak to some of your sources there. We want to bring in NFL insider Vic Carucci, who is standing by live in our studio right now. And Vic, you've been covering the NFL since 1979. Your reaction tonight, have you seen anything ever like this?
No, and I guess thankfully I can really compare this to nothing. Like Adam, I was at the Kevin Everett game in Orchard Park. That was frightening enough, where the Bills athletic training staff really received great kudos and awards for pumping cool saline into his system to preserve him from, you know, the trauma that he was suffering from a neck injury. Paralysis was averted because of some quick action there and a lengthy delay during the game. This game, by the way, officially postponed. That was announced in the broadcast. What that means in terms of when they're going to even think of resuming it under the circumstances, that's the last thing I think on anyone's mind, playing a football game. But the term that is being used is officially postponed. So what you gather from that is there is a point of resumption whenever that might be. But as Adam was talking about, what we don't have is any kind of condition update on Damar Hamlin. And I think that, too, plays into all the thinking behind it, the emotions behind it. And right now, it's just sheer terror for the well-being of this 24-year-old young man.
Yeah, Vic, it was really immediately obvious that these players were stunned, that there was really little chance that they could gather themselves to continue the game. And obviously it speaks to the condition, too, of Hamlin, which obviously was just so serious. You've never seen anything like this before. And I mean, the players seem to be, and the coaches, everyone just seemed to be walking around unsure of what might happen. I mean, it's premature to kind of guess about that, but as far as the player's condition goes, is that something that, I mean, if it is the most grave condition, that they would hold off to say anything if, sadly, he had expired?
Well, I think, and we'll see where anything goes relative to his condition. But I'll say this: the amount of what we could take in with our eyes. Adam's on the scene there. What he saw and reported, and he and I were talking by phone multiple times before we came on the air here. The fear and deep sense of emotional concern for the player. Football, I think it's safe to say, was erased from the minds, not just of the Buffalo Bills players. You saw in the Cincinnati players, the coach, Zach Taylor, trying to be, I think, as empathetic as he could with Sean McDermott. Those scenes were powerful. The two coaches and Taylor just kind of patting his arm and understanding how tough it was for both teams, but especially this is one of the brothers of the players. This is they're not just teammates. There's a brotherhood. There's a family atmosphere. And Sean McDermott is the master at kind of making that feeling so prevalent within the locker room, within the players.
Yeah, and it is such uncharted territory, and you're right. Sean McDermott is the master at that. It's a faith-filled locker room, and you saw Len Vandenbos, the team pastor, surrounded by players from both sides of the field tonight praying for this young man. ESPN is now reporting that he is in critical condition. Vic, we have just heard. Your reaction?
Yeah, and yeah, that's the thing that we just pray. I heard that word used so many times and read it online, as we all have, or on social media, from all parts of the NFL. That's the other thing, is how something like this, and yes, it's a national stage. It's the only NFL game being played tonight, but it encompasses the entire NFL world, and the reaction far and wide has been all the prayers being directed to Damar Hamlin and his family.
No question about that, Vic. Thank you. We're going to go back now to Adam Bonini. He's outside, or he's at the stadium actually, inside, and he's going to fill us in on what he's hearing. Adam, have they made an official statement yet to the crowd, to the media at all at the stadium?
Yeah, I can tell you that they have announced on the public address system here at Paycor Stadium that the game is postponed until further notice. The NFL has also just released a statement, and I can read it to you now. I'm reading it for the first time. Tonight's Buffalo Bills-Cincinnati Bengals game has been postponed after Buffalo Bills Damar Hamlin collapsed. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell has announced. Hamlin received immediate medical attention on the field by team and independent medical staff and local paramedics. He was then transported to a local hospital where he is in critical condition. That is the first official update we have. Damar Hamlin in critical condition. Our thoughts are with Damar and the Buffalo Bills. We'll provide more information as it becomes available. The NFL has been in constant communication with the NFL Players Association, which is in agreement with postponing the game. So that an official statement that has just come down less than a minute ago from the National Football League that at least officially states that Damar Hamlin is in critical condition. The game obviously postponed until further notice. That's the latest I have from here.
Startling news. Adam Bonini live in Cincinnati tonight. Adam, thank you very much. And Mary Alice, this is just startling and so hard for so many viewers at home to watch this tonight and to see the reaction of the players. These players are sometimes closer with each other than they are with their own families. And the leadership of that team, they obviously made the right decision tonight, and the NFL made the right decision. Nobody wanted to see this game continue. First and foremost, if you pray for Damar Hamlin.
Thanks for watching All Things Empowerment. I'm your host, Shaneria.